Seems the NFL world is melting as we head towards a Chiefs three-peat, because it seems now that Patrick Mahomes is more inevitable than even Tom Brady was. It's evil, but there is a way to stop them. And in today's video, I'm gonna rant about it all while trying not to crash out. Even though Mahomes lost to the GOAT in the Super Bowl, in the AFC Championship game, even though Patty has a career record of 3-5 versus Tom Brady, keep in mind Brady was 40 when Mahomes was drafted. The internet's still telling me that he's already the greatest football player ever. I mean, his first 7 years in the league, his worst season so far is losing in the AFC title game. That's basically my whole adult life. And it's not that the Chiefs are going to AFC Championship after AFC Championship and Super Bowl after Super Bowl. 6 of the last 7 AFC title games have been played in Arrowhead. The Chiefs have had the first or second seed. Not even Tom Brady had that kind of dominance to start his career. He was a sensation just like Patrick Mahomes, and it wasn't even on this level. And just like it felt like the Patriots always got the calls, it feels like the Kansas City Chiefs always get the calls. And we continue to complain about the refs over and over and over again on this channel, on other channels, all over the internet. I don't know how you could defend your officials as their boss at this point. And when we talk about failing at your job, the entire NFL community now thinks the NFL has been scripted and rigged since day one. You should face something. Suspensions, fines, firings if you're that bad at your job, because every single game I watch is influenced by a bad call. Now we've gotten to the point that I think the officiating is exposing the corruption in the NFL more than anything. Because at this point, wouldn't you have done something with all of these mistakes before we get to the AFC Championship game, where we can have a slow-mo replay, a freeze frame of where the first down marker is and where Josh Allen got on a rush and how you can draw a line directly up on the freeze frame. This is why they have this shot down the first down line, down the marker, and see clearly that half the man's body, and he's holding the ball with his upper body, is across the line. Slow-mo replay, freeze frames, all these things available to the replay booth to make the right call. Something should happen to these refs right there, because they obviously got it wrong if it was an honest mistake. But then you see this get called a catch for the Chiefs. Defender and a receiver battling for the ball in the air. Come down with the ball. The ball hits the ground. Neither person has possession. Tell me how it can be a completed pass. If this went the other way and was called an interception and went to replay, the Bills had an interception. The Bills take possession of the football according to the refs. And it goes to super slow-mo replay. And we see Xavier Worthy's hand on the ball. Tips of his fingers, honestly, on the ball. And we see the defender trying to hold on to the ball. And the ball hits the ground. What do you think the call is going to be? What do you think the call is going to be? They are going to call that an incomplete pass. It happens in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. And for all these reasons and that last reason, that 50-50 calls aren't 50-50, Patrick Mahomes is nowhere near as bad as Tom Brady was. He's worse. Not only dominant, not only getting all the calls, not only getting blasted throughout the commercials. Goodly-doo. Shut up, Andy. Retire. Not only has the media completely taken over with this Taylor Swift bullshit, Mahomes, Andy Reid, they're doing all of that while being boring and the most horrible sports about it. Imagine a couple years ago I tell you that the Kansas City Chiefs are not only going to have Travis Kelce still, Patrick Mahomes still, Andy Reid still, Spagnuolo is still going to lead one of the best defenses year after year after year, Chris Jones is still going to be on the team. If a couple years ago I also told you that the Chiefs would have DeAndre Hopkins. And DeAndre Hopkins is averaging like 20 yards per game with the Chiefs. Travis Kelce in the AFC Championship game, maybe one of his final games of his career. 2 receptions, 19 yards. Are we leaving the AFC Championship game and the best highlights are Juju Smith-Schuster down the field? Think that Andy Reid has an awful quarterback again. No, the guy they're trying to say is the next GOAT. This is also worse and more tormenting than the Patriots were, because the only way to stop it is to get just as dirty as they are being. Comment if you think Patrick Mahomes has a case as the GOAT. But like the video if you're still with Tom Brady. This Damar Hamlin play will make your blood boil and show the true evil behind the Kansas City Chiefs. What is the root cause of all of this? The root cause for the Raiders, the Broncos, the Chargers, the root cause for my personal suffering? Trust me, Patrick Mahomes has literally been tormenting my whole life. If you don't know, I'm a diehard Chargers fan. And not just me, the rest of the 31 fan bases have to watch the same results every single season. And the root cause for the entire Buffalo Bills Mafia? Damar Hamlin's teammates, his fans, his family, if you will. The people that were there for him when he literally died on the football field. The root cause ain't 2 receptions, 19 yards, Travis Kelce. It ain't washed up 1 catch, 11 yards, DeAndre Hopkins. The root cause isn't even Andy Reid. Because remember, Andy Reid before the Chiefs was just a playoff failure like the rest of them. And it definitely isn't Kareem Hunt. Chiefs fans, by the way, if you're still watching this, which you're probably not, I thought that Kareem Hunt wore number 27. Why did he switch to number 29? I'm getting a little personal, but it's all happening because of one man, Patrick Mahomes. And to stay personal and on topic, I've seen Damar Hamlin lay plenty of hits since returning to the league. What I'm trying to say is just understand, in this split second, as Damar Hamlin is about to hit Patrick Mahomes, he has a decision to make. Mahomes is going to score. He knows that. But do you use the old football philosophy of making them pay to score? You've played the game any time before like 2015. You know what I'm talking about. No touchdown is free when you're a defender. Hamlin had a chance to take out all of the frustrations of the Bills Mafia, all of his teammates, his fans, his family members, me, you, all 31 other teams, and take out the root cause one-on-one on the goal line, and he chose not to. Because he isn't an awful, toxic fan like me. He's a respectful, professional football player who has literally and figuratively resurrected his career in Buffalo. My question, what would have Ed Reed done? Comment how you think Ray Lewis would handle this 3-peat if Patrick Mahomes tiptoes the sideline and plays on the goal line against him like this. Mahomes and Cam Chancellor meet in the exact same spot in the AFC or NFC title game. What is Cam Chancellor going to do? Hell, what if that's Derwin James instead of Damar Hamlin? You'd say that he'd be an awful sport and I'm a terrible person for even suggesting this? How would you feel if the Buffalo Bills were going to the Super Bowl today? Would you be pissed off at Damar Hamlin? Anyways, I'm being very toxic now, but it's probably because of what Kelce does immediately after Damar Hamlin saves his boy. Saves his boy a potential career-altering injury, but definitely playoff-altering hit. Kelce repays Hamlin, who he probably knows personally, by getting in his face and taunting him, knowing that the refs won't throw a flag on the Chiefs. I mean, what a leader, right? A true example to tight ends across the world. You don't celebrate with your teammates. No, get your whole group of teammates to get in his face. Start a fight. And then once you start the fight, throw your hands up and try and draw an unnecessary roughness penalty. Which, by the way, people can get fined for. Tens of thousands of dollars, maybe nothing to Travis Kelce. It just ain't right. It ain't the right way to play the game. Especially when you have 2 receptions for 19 yards. They ain't gonna play this fucking game or this highlight in your Hall of Fame enshrinement, Travis. Taylor, you claim this guy, this douche, as your man? Anyways, I'm getting personal again. This is all because of Mahomes. And it seems like the one way to stop him at this point is to do what Damar Hamlin wouldn't do, that Jalen Carter surely would be down to do. And I think the real problem at this point is no longer a 3-peat. And stopping the 3-peat is all on Saquon Barkley and the Eagles' offensive line shoulders. To stop the 3-peat this year, I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to try and convince you it is all of these 2 weeks. There's 2 other ways that we can prevent the Chiefs from 4-peating or 5-peating. I'm worried about 6 champions. What if they don't win them consecutively? What if they start to sprinkle them out a little bit more, but they win 10 or 12 total championships? We can stop all that at least. First, these teams need to stop playing games. It's so clear how to beat a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. How did they take out Tom Brady? You have to hit him with 4 pass rushers. It's the only way to stop them, especially late in the season. And I don't believe in the Bills anymore, so I'm excluding them from this group. They've had enough chances. We need someone else. I'm talking about the Cincinnati Bengals. Screw retaining T. Higgins. You need to sign Jamar Chase, but it's more important to get Trey Hendrickson back. And then the Bengals need to add another premier edge rusher to the other side. They've already got the interior guys. I'm talking to the Baltimore Ravens. Trade for Max Crosby. I'm talking to my Los Angeles Chargers. We need Myles Garrett. The D-line has to be superhuman with an offense that can score at the same level that the Chiefs can score. You put that together and someone will stop the Chiefs, but no one has been able to just admit that and go for it. Push comes to shove in the playoffs. You want to beat the Chiefs with no doubt? Patrick Mahomes cannot throw the ball. You have to expose their tackles. You have to hit. If no team is willing to do that this offseason, if Myles Garrett isn't willing to go to the Lions, fans can also take this into our own hand. I'll tell you how, but first, one quick reminder before you forget, make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications on. I know I seem like a very angry person. Usually I'm making positive, fun NFL content 24/7 and twice on Sundays. One way we can actually make a difference as fans, we have to hit the NFL's wallet for this. If you truly believe that the NFL is pushing the Chiefs to the Super Bowl in any way, whether it's fully blown scripted or the refs are helping or Rodgers helping or any way that they're being assisted to the Super Bowl by the NFL, the way you can say F you to the NFL this year is to not watch the Super Bowl. I know that sounds crazy and it's hard to get everyone on board with doing it. Everyone shares screens. We can make this one of the lowest watched Super Bowls of the last 20 years. And if we can make this one of the lowest rated and lowest watched Super Bowls in NFL history in modern times, we can prove to the NFL that they need to do the opposite of send the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. They need to turn the refs against the Chiefs to make sure they don't go to a 4th straight Super Bowl, because then no one will watch it. The Chiefs are starting to get like the Jake Paul effect. People are now watching them in masses, in millions. They're more inclined to watch the Chiefs because they want to see them get knocked out. But man, can you imagine not watching the Super Bowl? And then you go to check the score later and you see that the Philadelphia Eagles won. I don't know about you. I would go back and watch the full replay of that game in slow motion. So if Jalen Carter's not willing to do what the entire NFL fan base won't admit we want him to do, if he does that and we get a Carson Wentz revenge game, I'm giving up on sports. And if no NFL teams are willing to put together an all-time level defensive line, or not able to get enough fans in time to boycott the NFL, how long the Chiefs will reign atop the league? Yes, sooner rather than later. The ball definitely won't lie.
Bill Flames, I'm with Mike on the mic. With something brand new, one time for your mind. He gave you fair warning. Now it's time to smack him in the mouth with that raw sports talk from the town. Sweet chin music to your favorite sportscaster.